Yeah, okay. Your next comic is very funny, Tiz Irie. He hosts an open mic Thursday nights at the George Street Co-op.
Yeah, appreciate the plug. How's it going, guys? Partlo was talking about heaven. Yeah, I don't know if black people make it to heaven, man. For real, like just like regular black people, you know. Like all of the paintings that you see of heaven, all white people in heaven. And then the paintings that are painted by black people of black heaven, black celebrities. Like, you know, it's like Tupac's there rapping with Biggie because they solved the East Coast, West Coast thing in the afterlife. Then Martin Luther King is there, Malcolm X is there, Michael Jordan is there for some reason. There's like no regular black people in black heaven. Like, I'm worried if I don't get famous, I'm not gonna make it, you know? I feel like black heaven has a dude, like there's a bouncer in the front that's just like, yo, you not about to get up in here with them sneakers, dog. And then, like, that's what I'm worried about. Like, if I leave here, I'm scared about getting hit by a truck because I won't make, because my socks don't match, you know? It's like you got one long one, one short one. That's not gonna happen up in here in the black afterlife. I don't want to talk about that. It was Father's Day a couple days ago. My dad is a very, 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 very proud African man. Like the proudest of African men. Like when I told him I wanted to do comedy, he was like, "You want to be a clown?" And that's literally what he said, right? When I brought home C's, right? He used to tell me unbelievable stories. Like, Tiz Irie, when I was your age, I used to study in a tree so animals wouldn't bother me. And I was like, nah, no way, Dad. I kept getting C's and shit, and you know, now I'm talking about dicks on stage. I went and saw his life recently. Like, he took me back to his village where he grew up, where he went to school, and he pointed to his school, and it was just a goat tethered to a desk. That's where. And he looked at me. He was like, Tiz Irie, everything's the same. I can't believe they changed nothing. So many memories. That's it, man. Like, he told me stories about how like his pops used to like not believe in education. Like, so he had to sneak out of his house and study hard enough to make it to this country so I could talk about dicks on stage. That was the game plan, I guess. I don't know. I met my grandfather that trip. My grandfather, nobody knows how old my grandfather is. He was born before they kept records of births in his village. So my grandfather's older than time, yo. The Big Bang happened and then my grandfather was born. Sometime after that. It's crazy. We think he's 90 years old. He's 90 years old. He lived that long without electricity, without like modern conveniences. Like, they just got electricity. Very recently, we're talking light bulbs. So there's like no Facebook, no Netflix, no nothing. And I don't know about y'all, but when my phone dies, I want to commit suicide. I think about killing myself when the battery's low. I'm like, any way to plug this thing, I'll just hang it from here. You know, like, that's crazy, yo. He's got 9 wives, and I struggle with a commitment to Tinder. Like, I can't even commit to Tinder as a concept, you know? Like, he's 90, man, I think, like 90. He lived 3 times longer than I live. Like, I wake up with neck pain. That's, like, I feel 90, you know? Like, you ever have a pain in the side of your neck, right? And it hurts to turn around, right? Right? Somebody could be saying something's behind you and you hate the person more than you hate whatever's behind you. Then you're like, yo, there's a serial killer behind you ready to stab you. And you're like, fuck you, man, I'm not gonna turn my head, yo. That shit hurts. Right? I feel like I understand racism. I think that's, somebody's like, open up a history book and they're like, nah, man, America's great, always been great, always will be great. You're like, yo, what about like slavery, fucking mass genocide, mass incarceration? You're like, oh, the founding fathers. And it's like, That's their answer to everything. Like the founding fathers weren't pieces of shit. Like they said nice things, but they were pieces of shit, you know? Like George Washington had 300 slaves. I feel like that's an aggressive amount of slavery. He could have just had 5. Like, did he have to crush it on irony? Like to be in a free world, right? That's crazy to me, right? Like, think about how many like black children he has, like how many Washingtons they have walking around here, you know? Like they should just call them the founding baby daddies, I feel like. Just have Thomas Jefferson sitting on a couch, Maury comes out, you know? We hold these truths to be self-evident that in the case of 4-year-old Madison Hemmings, Thomas Jefferson, you are the father. And just have like cannons, and just a little drummer boy or something. It's amazing, you know? It's crazy. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox, I guess. I went to a very white school growing up, and when you do that, you want to be a black revolutionary, you know? I'm older, my mom still does my laundry. I have a lot of stuff to be angry about, you know? Mom, you can wash the whites and the colors together. It's so dumb. Yeah, I went to a white school growing up. I feel like if I'm older, I could fight a revolution my own way. Like I could keep working minimum wage jobs, right? And move up to management at like say McDonald's. And then I make Whoppers at McDonald's. And they'll interview me on TV and they'll be like, why are you making Whoppers in the home of the Big Mac? And I'll be like, why are there so many prisons in the land of the free? Changed my name to Ronald X. The revolution will be flame broiled and supersized Tucker Carlson. Then eventually somebody would be like, get your hands out of my pocket. And then they would assassinate me, and then everybody would get fries on my birthday. Yeah, all right. I think Molly's telling me to wrap it up.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm gonna do one more joke, man. I'm sorry, I gotta leave you guys. One more joke, all right? All right, no matter how you get to this country, you find out like there's America. Yeah, it's free. But there's also America Premium. That's the dope shit. Right? America Premium. You can get away with anything if you got America Premium. You know, like vehicular homicides. You can be a public pedophile for 30 years if you got America Premium. I think that's what happened to R. Kelly. He got that call. He's like, you can't do this to me. I made the remix to Ignition. And the judge was like, do you believe you can fly, Mr. Kelly? Buy some socks. My name's Tiz Irie.